It's a new release today. It's the GRX EVO 3 Chronograph from Charlie Paris. Who the hell are Charlie Paris, and is it worth 400 euros? Let's talk about it.
Sometime later.
And stick around till the end of the video for a little bit of an update and a few notes about our experiences with Charlie Paris.
Flashback.
Now, first of all, who are Charlie Paris? Because I hadn't heard of them before, I'd say October 2024. In short, Charlie Paris were founded in 2014 and they're aimed at providing really good quality watches at accessible prices. It's not a new concept anymore, but to be honest, in 2014, it sort of was a lot newer, especially within the French watchmaking landscape. Because what country are Charlie Paris from?
I guess they're from France.
France, yes. Haha, it's very good. So first of all, I just want to go through some specs. It's got domed sapphire. It's very nice. Sapphire glass on a 400 euro watch. It's what we like to see. It's what I sort of expect. Domed sapphire, 39mm diameter, 100m water resistance. Very nice and slim at 10.9mm, but if you include the glass, it's 12.2mm. Lug width, 20mm. That's very important. I'll get to that later. And the lug to lug is 45.1mm. So it actually wears fairly nice and snugly on the wrist. Powering this chronograph is the Seiko Mecha Quartz movement, the VK64. So it is a Mecha Quartz watch. It's not automatic. Take from that what you will. And in terms of the subdial configuration and the features on this watch, it's got a date at 6 o'clock, it's actually got a 24-hour display at 3 o'clock, and it has a 60-minute counter at 9 o'clock. That means there's no running seconds on this chronograph unless you have the chronograph hand running. And that's a little bit of a shame in my opinion. And if you are concerned about what the lume is like on this watch, it does feature Burla Glow lume on the dial for whatever the lume currently looks like on screen. I'm going to talk about the watch head to start off with. It is black and steel. I don't know whether it's DLC coated or what, so I couldn't tell you how that black coating will hold up. But what I can tell you is it does feel very solid, like a field watch, which it is marketed as. It's got a decent weight to it, feels substantial. But what it also feels is a little bit sharp, okay? So if you run your hands over, well, if you run your finger, for example, over the chronograph pushers, the edges, especially the top edge and the bottom edge, are quite sharp. Wouldn't be a problem if you didn't have to interact with them so much. But what they do also have is a very nice texture. It's like they're textured, which makes them a lot easier to function with something like gloves on. So I do really appreciate that. And also the crown has a very nice grip on it as well. So that is also a lot easier to function. For example, I can pull it out very, very easily. Obviously it's a bit sharp, but honestly, really nice texture and grip on all of these things because this is made as like an alpine adventure watch, essentially. And we'll talk about that a little bit more in a sec. 100 meters water resistance on the case, but no screw down crown. I would have preferred a screw down crown, but to be honest, it's sort of inverse to a watch meant for diving. You're supposed to be using it up a mountain. And that takes me on to the next point. That color scheme, apparently it is inspired by alpine climbing equipment and stuff. So one subdial is a really nice, pleasing gradient of blue. Really, really like that. The other subdial is like this really, really pleasing gradient of orange. Looks absolutely lovely, I have to say. The indexes are matching the case, so they are applied black steel. They look really nice as well. And the whole center is raised. The subdials are recessed. This dial, for the price especially, has some really nice depth and is really well put together. I really like how the dial and the watch head all looks. Now, the strap. The strap feels all right on, like, when you actually wear it, it feels nice, it's comfortable. For a canvasy strap, there's no break-in period. It's soft, it's good. But we've had it for about 2-3 weeks and it's already noticeably fraying at the lugs quite badly. It's not ideal. There's already signs and fraying on the holes. Honestly, not very keen on this strap at all. The buckle's nice. It's a black DLC buckle, or it might be DLC, I don't know, but it's a black steel buckle to match the watch head, customized as well. But again, strap, not my favorite. There's no taper on the strap, so it's 20 to 20 mil. But honestly, I wouldn't wear it on this strap. It's also bright white, which, yeah, matches the dial, but it's really not my vibe, so I'd probably put it on another strap. So it's a good thing this is a 20 mil lug width, so you can put it on any strap that you want, and it would look great. I'd probably put it on something like my black under the cuff strap, and I think it would look really cool. Alternatively, I think this would look way nicer if it was on a black canvas strap with, like, orange contrast stitching or white contrast stitching. I think that would look better if they wanted to get some color into the strap, but this white strap is not for me at all, and that fraying is really not great. But it does have quick release spring bars, so I'll give them that. Very nice feature on a watch at this price. What is also really nice is the fact it's Mecha Quartz. At this price, obviously, well, you're never gonna get a €400 automatic or manual wind chronograph. Well, it's not really feasible. I mean, it's got a date and everything, but it does make it a nice set it and forget it, especially as a daily wearer. Would I daily wear it? Because do I trust that DLC coat or that coating, that black coating? I keep saying DLC, but I don't know if it's DLC. Would I trust that coating? I don't know. It's maybe. And there's another issue with this watch, guys. Back to the dial very quickly. Chronograph hand is very, very slightly, when you reset it, very slightly, maybe about 1 or 2 milliseconds off resetting straight to 12. It's still pointing at the 12 index at the very top, but just on the edge, not in the center. My guess is that's within tolerance, because again, this is a €400 watch, and I haven't done my journalistic duty and reached out to Charlie Paris about it. So I'm reserving judgment on that. I just wanted to make you guys aware. I'm not using it as a negative or a positive within the review. Obviously it's not a positive, but I'm not using it as a negative within the review. I just wanted to make you guys aware. So we'll leave that there. And then my final point about this watch. What am I gonna talk about, Terry?
Is it the logo?
It is the logo and the name.
It's my biggest issue.
It says Charlie in big writing across the watch. And it says Charlie, and then in smaller writing it says Paris. And the logo is a big C. I mean, it's an applied logo, so that's excellent. But I'm just not a fan of the branding. Okay? I think it would be better if it was called Charles Paris. If it said Charles across the watch, I think that would be a lot better. Don't you? Or
anything's better than Charlie Paris.
Or CP.
It's the size of it on the dial as well.
It is quite prominent, but that's entirely personal. I think it does take a lot of brands a very long time to get their branding down. I don't think Charlie Paris has it down quite yet. Just look at Christopher Ward. It was a long time before they started using the branding that they're using now. They went through several logo iterations. For a while they were just putting the Christopher Ward text on the dial, and now they've settled on the Twin Flags logo, which I think when it's applied is a real winner. So in summary, I think actually it's a really good watch for the price. I think the dial configuration is brilliant. Unfortunately, they gave it a 20mm lug width, so you can change out this not very nice looking strap that's also not amazing quality. And the branding, I mean, it might be for you, but if it is, all the power to you. I think if you've got €400 and are looking for a good field watch with really good functionality, including a 24-hour display, this very well could be for you. And it releases today, so go on the link in our description to take a closer look. But that's my thoughts. What do you think, Terry?
I think you summed it up perfectly, really. I think the straps, poor. The logo is the biggest issue for me, and that's the thing that really stuck out. But in terms of the colour scheme, it's a nice colour scheme on the dial, and it's cheap, but an extra £100 and you get yourself a Studio Underdog Series 1.
It is very nice to have a date. Also, It's not an extra £100 for a Studio Underdog. Studio Underdog Series 1 is 550. This is €400. That might be £200 more. Would I pay the extra money? Maybe.
100% you would.
They're very different beasts though. One's a manual wind chronograph without a date and stuff. This is a Mecha Quartz, like field watch type thing.
They're trying to get down the fun route with it though, aren't they?
Yeah, and I do really like the colour scheme that they've got. It is really good. I just think a different strap would have made this brilliant. Other than the branding and tiny QA issue with the chronograph. Anyway, guys, what do you think? Do you think we should work with Charlie Paris more? Do you care about this watch? What do you think of this watch? Go down into the comments, let us know. Whilst you're down there, why not like, subscribe, ding that bell icon so you never miss another video, and why not click that join button to support the channel directly, just like all these lovely people on screen now. They are amazing. I love them to bits. And I also love you if you've reached this point in the video. So thank you very much, and watch yourselves.
Some time later.
So, guys, this review was embargoed for the 19th of February, and our experience previously when a watch is under embargo is the brand will unveil it on that day, and any content from creators will also go live on that day. It's how it works across the watch industry from our understanding. So you can imagine my surprise today, in fact, the 18th of February, when I look on social media and see my timeline plastered in images of the watch all over Instagram. And it turns out they've been there since the 17th, which is 2 days before the review embargo. So it turns out Charlie Paris actually had, they had two embargo days. One, which was internal, which was a social media embargo day, which when I emailed Charlie Paris today, they said their internal embargo day was the 18th, which makes no sense because the content went live on the 17th. And B, their second embargo day was for creators, which is apparently on the 19th, the day that the watch goes for sale. It makes no sense to me, and this wasn't communicated to us at all by Charlie Paris. We weren't in the know. This isn't how embargoes are supposed to work, guys. Not from our understanding anyway. Also, it's our main issue in this review has been the strap and how it doesn't look very good and it has frayed and stuff, but mostly it just looks a bit naff and crap because it's white. Turns out, and we weren't told this, there's a bunch of other strap options, which you'll know if you go on the website. Link down below if you want to see it. We don't get a kickback from that, by the way. I wouldn't want a kickback. This is an impartial review. But they've got a really nice yellow rubber strap. They've got a really nice black rubber. They've got a nice black leather strap. They've got a nice dark grey nylon. All of them look better than the white we were sent it on. I don't have a problem being sent it on one specific strap, but at least give us all the information, please, Charlie Paris, because we could have put that video out, moaned about the strap. It turns out there's 5 other strap options, all of which are better, and we just look like we're idiots. Mathis, you're a great point of contact, but please relay to your boss that the embargo policy is silly because it's not how the industry standard works. So we're a little bit annoyed about that. But I've tried to be factual and not emotional here, so okay. But anyone watching this at Charlie Paris, Mathis is a great guy, great point of contact. We love him. And please let us know all of the strap options so we can actually tell people properly. We don't have an issue just being sent the one strap, but at least tell us what you're shipping the watch with, because we need to know those things because it's important information for the consumer. So yes.